Good morning, and today's going to be pocket queens. We are in the cutoff. Folds around to us. We open raise, small blind calls, and we're going to go heads up. So cutoff range, something like this. Queens are near the top of the range. I think this is going to be pretty standard. Then we have villain has to call. Now it says 48 hands on here, but you can tell by the notes that I have a lot more hands on this player. We've got raise first in, under the gun with sixes, then he c-bets, turn bet the king, and then 2 times pot with sixes, so he river trips. We've got ISO raising, 12 big blinds versus EP, raise first in and hijack with ace king. Then he goes ahead and bets check, check call, and again catches the ace on the river. But I think what's important, like he could be aggressive with his raises. However, you can see 3-bet range is pretty tight. Aces, ace king off. A 4-bet range is kings plus. His call 2-bet from steals. He does have ace queen off plus, so there's going to probably be something in there where he doesn't always raise with his ace king. I do think kings plus is going to be a 3-bet for him. But you can see, looks like he's running a lot of suited, probably suited connectors, suited 1-gappers, suited 2-gappers possibly, if he does have 7-4 in there. His offsuit looks like offsuit Broadway, and then maybe like he has 9-8, so maybe 9-8, 8-7. So I put a range like this. Has that 4-2 in there and 5-3. He has 7-4, so I think maybe the 2-gappers could be up. They probably don't go all the way down to 5-2. But I've got the offsuit Broadways. I think aces. He played ace-7 off from the blinds. Probably down to like ace-5 maybe. Not sure if it's ace-2, ace-3, ace-4. But we're gonna go with this range here. Proceed with the hand. So the flop is 7-6-4 diamonds. Not the greatest. Not the greatest, but at the same time we have a diamond, so we've got 4 diamonds accounted for. That's 9 remaining. So villain needs 2 out of those to have a flush. It's connected. A 5, he could have 7-5, 6-5, 4-5. All would be pairs with the open ender, which keeps him around. We do have the queen of diamonds, so if villain has like a weak diamond flush, we could pick up a higher flush if another diamond comes. That would kind of be a long shot because that means 6 diamonds are out, 7 remaining. In any case, we see this board, we're going to probably c-bet it, but we don't get that chance because villain bets for us. So he bets here, and when we look at the donks, we don't see anything. 0 out of 1 because we only have 40 hands in this set. So we've got a lot more information just on the hand notes. So let's see what it says about here. Donks flop with top pair or better. This is probably not a top pair type hand unless it's a hand like 7-5. I think 7-5 could easily do that. I think maybe an overpair could bet, 2-pair could bet, set could bet. I mean, if it's top pair or higher, probably not the good diamonds. I'm guessing something weaker. And we can actually eliminate the queens because we have the queen of diamond. So I kind of think that nut flush, second nut flush are probably going to be betting. Will probably check to us. If they're going to bet, they'd probably go for like a check raise. So that kind of leaves the weaker diamonds here. I can't imagine straight flush is going to be betting. Not probably don't think a straight is going to bet. Guess he could. Set. I think generally speaking, these hand sets, 2-pair, overpair, they're going to probably do like a check call. Set and 2-pair especially are going to be worried about the diamond, so I don't really think they're going to be leading here as much. Top pair I think is, again, the 7-5 I think makes sense. So it's just kind of like a flush and maybe 7-5. It would be unusual to do like a 6-5 as well, but I think maybe we can do that. Probably not those. But these are pairs plus the open ender. I kind of like that. I like that. So something very small, very narrow. I think given that, we could probably easily raise with our diamonds. But I just don't think we are. I think sometimes we're going to raise with our aces. Definitely not with ace 5. If we have ace 5, we're blocking so much. I don't think we want to have a 5 in our hand. We want to give him the possibility of having the open ender. But I think all of those could be raises. So he bets, and I'm sure I just called. So let's get our calls going. I think that's what we would do. I think the ace x hands we would raise. I think we'd go for some value with those. A straight flush we would just call. Because, I mean, what else could he have? I think maybe straight flush we could possibly raise a little bit. Maybe like 5-3, take that off. Raise with 5-3. Raise with 5-3, call with 8-5. So we got straight flush, nut flush. Straight's probably just going to be a call. Sets are going to be a call. Overpair is going to be a call. I think top pair is probably worthy of a call here. Not sure. Maybe middle pair. Nut flush draw, second and third nut, I think are probably going to be calls. Open enders. It's going to stink if we catch, though. Kind of thinking, I mean, he could have. The thing with the open ender with the 5 again is that if we have a 5, we block villain from having like the 7-5, 6-5, 4-5. So I think those are just going to be folds on this board. But like an 8-9, I think we could play. A 10-8, we could probably play. 38%, maybe like that. All right, so I called. I don't mind my call here. 2 hearts comes out, and then he bets again. This time he bets smaller. So his flop bet was maybe like 2/3. We called it, and now he bets half pot. The 2 doesn't really help, but he's betting into us again. So I still think maybe the flush is going to be betting. I think the flush is maybe less since he's not betting the nuts. Maybe say 50% chance that he's betting the others that he isn't. But he did size down, so we're going to leave all of the flushes here. I think the open enders are still these pair plus open-ended draws are still going to be betting. So basically his range doesn't shrink. And I still think the Queen of Diamonds is good. So we need 28% equity. So like we're getting about 3-1 here. We've got a queen. We figure if a diamond comes, we might be able to get another smaller bet. I mean, we really only need, maybe a 5 big blind bet to call. If we think we can get that. So I think we're probably going to be just calling with the straight flush. Probably calling with the flush again. It's going to be hard for us to fold the flush. The straight, I think, again, we're probably just going to call. Sets, we're going to call 2 pair. Over pair, I think I mean, it's tough. The way he's betting, it makes it seem like he's got something solid. So I kind of wouldn't be afraid to just fold the top pair hands now. And maybe even fold the over pairs. Really only call the over pairs if we have like a diamond draw. Because I can't imagine a draw is going to be just betting here. Yeah, so the weak would be like a pairs with the diamond draw. Open enders, yeah, probably just the best. 7-5, we're not calling that. Because again, I just feel like if we have a 5, it blocks so many hits. If we have a 5, I think it makes it more likely that he has a diamond draw, and we're just going to have to get rid of it. So I still think I'm good with the call here. 5 hearts comes out. If he bets again, I don't think our straight will be good. So he does. He bets smaller this time, which makes it even more likely that he kind of has. He doesn't have the nuts. That's for sure. So at this point, I mean, that's all. The flush is all characteristic of what he has. I think the sets and 2 pair probably are not going to be betting at this point. So I really just think it's flush is what he's going to have. I shouldn't have called it. I think the flush, I think we come over the top with the ace. I think we come over the top with the aces. I think we come over the top with the kings. We go for some value. I think we probably just call. Unfortunately, I think the 8 high or the 9 high and the 10 highs probably aren't going to win it for us. Jacks are probably questionable, so I think we're just going to call with the jacks and the queen high flushes. Straights, you hate calling or hate folding those, but at this point, the straight got there and he's still betting. He bet small. We only need 13% equity. Do I think he's going to be bluffing? Maybe he's got a straight. Maybe we're just calling. Maybe we're beating the straight with the 8. I just don't. I don't see it. Hate to fold, but I think that's probably it. And we can always bluff it. I guess for balance, if you have the ace of diamonds, we might be able to bluff it. But you can see that we are not. We're like way behind to all of the flushes. Just at my overall range, we're just way behind. So I think that's all we're going to be doing. It's call with a flush. So I do call, and he shows 7-4. So he shows 2 pair and gets us. So he had that. So we kind of went wrong with the flop, I believe. So we kind of thought this was right here. So if he has 2 pair, he's probably has the set, and he probably has the straight. Two hearts comes out. He bets again. And then he bets small. 5 of hearts. Yeah, I guess he does go for it. I guess he goes for an overpair too, if that's what he's going to be doing. So our queens really only beat the 9s, 10s, and jacks. So I still, it doesn't really change what we should be folding. I just don't. I mean, if he's going to have 2 pair and sets, now that's going to change our calls. So definitely now we're going to be calling all of our diamonds. We're going to be raising those. I think the straights are going to be calls. Sets are going to be calls. 2 pairs are going to be calls. Maybe not all of them. Over pairs, I think, are going to be folds. But we're not going to beat enough hands if we call. So I guess over pairs adds some hands. Did I? Yeah, so 6, 12, 18. We beat 18 hands. So I'm curious. I'm just going to run this on GTO and see what it looks like. All right. Let's get this over here. Ran it. All right. So we do have villain betting a few times. So we're going to probably have to rerun this and narrow it down. But just going off the GTO, he leads into us. And we do think it's going to be a little bit tighter. Kind of a lot tighter. To this open-ender. King 5, 10, 8, 9, 8. He could have some of those. So he bets. And then queens are a call. That's 2 of hearts. So then he leads again. He leads again. And then our queens are still a call. And then he bets again. And now you can see where we have a fold. So I do think that I probably should have folded this. Question is, could I have like picked up anything? I mean, the folds are, you're playing GTO, or the calls on the turn is, if we're assuming we're playing a GTO player, he's going to be having some bluffs in his range. He's not going to be entirely premium. So that allows us to call with these pocket pairs. But 3 streets, it's going to be hard for us to win with the 3 streets. Now the bet sizing can say a little bit. So it is. We do have, we all are calling sets in 2 pairs, and we do have some over pairs that we call. We do call with some top pairs, but not a huge amount. So I think what we're going to have to do is just kind of change this and kind of go back with the range that I think he would c-bet with. So we're going to say something like this: top pair plus. I'm going to copy that, hit OK, and then we're going to paste that as the out of position range. And then we're going to rebuild the tree, and we're going to edit it, and we're gonna fix it. So I had a half pop at. This one is definitely 66%. We're gonna get rid of the check, and we're gonna say he bet this. We're gonna accept the changes, confirmed. Let's run the solver, and we'll be back. All right, finish pretty quickly. So he bets, and now we're back to our hands. So I think overall we're going to probably attack this range a little bit harder. I think we had a lot of calls. This time our raises are going to be a little bit more. we're definitely raising with our flushes. We're straights. We're attacking the straights. We're attacking the two pair, the trips. We're attacking those types of hands. Our queens are calls still. Our overcards. Now we're kind of having some folds with 9s and 10s that it seems a little strange, a little bit, but half the time we're going to fold. We're behind, and it's going to be hard for us to improve based on his range. Like he's, not gonna. He is unbalanced, assuming he doesn't have those draws. So we do call, and then he bets again. And we still have a call with our Queen of Hearts. 5 of Hearts comes out. He bets. Maybe he bets 100% all the time, but again, we're back to our folds for our overpairs. So I think that's what we missed here, is that we shouldn't have called that last bet, even though it's real small. We really shouldn't have called it. And we can kind of look at it. It's saying he's checking the 2 pair, but even if we add the 2 pair to his range, our overpair still can't beat that. So we should be folding. So hopefully enjoy this hand. Made a mistake again. Still making mistakes on the calls. I think sometimes you just get stubborn with some of these hands. You just have to realize that, hey, you know what? They're telling you that they beat you. And a 1 pair hand probably isn't going to win. So hopefully you enjoy the hand. If you do, look tomorrow for another.